Like, I can't take it anymore. I can't take it anymore. Sometimes I sleep and I wonder, like, yo, this is not normal. You see crime documentaries, you see shit on social media about women getting killed the other day. And on the truth, like, it's like, I'm a real tough bitch. Like, I'm a tough bitch. But you can never, there's a difference between being tough, and there's a difference between somebody having an unhealthy obsession with you, that you have to you gotta be concerned. And I'm really starting to be concerned.
And you know what? I already know why I already know I didn't want her to do this, because this is what a motherfucker wants.
Well, things just took a dramatic turn in Cardi B and Offset's divorce drama, since word on the streets is that there was a warrant out for Offset's arrest. And from what the streets are claiming, he was caught laying a hit on Stefon Diggs, and supposedly hired someone to take Stefon out. Now, we always knew from the outset that Offset dislikes the fact that Cardi moved on so swiftly from him, but him attempting to take Stefon out and set him up? Y'all, this is simply nuts. But now it appears like Cardi is done being the larger person, since she's claiming to have evidence of Offset paying $100,000 to a hitman to take Stefon out. It appears like Offset is going to go to jail for a long time. So, let's break it down. Y'all, who would have anticipated that Offset would go from crashing out on social media over Cardi and Stefon to attempting to plan to take Stefon out completely? It's giving fixation, and not in a good way. Things began to get out of hand when an Instagram model came forward to expose Offset for attempting to bribe her to set Stefon up. She provided screenshots of a chat between her and Offset, where he was furious that she didn't set up Stefon as planned. In the text, Offset stated, "All bad, ninja. Give, drop, or don't come back around." And she said, "Make sure I'm nowhere near. Delete these texts." Offset then remarked, "This the last message to now send." She continued, "Offset keeps violating me, but stay in my phone asking me to help set up Stefon. Please, subpoena it." When she originally shared this, people had a whole lot to say about how pathetic it was that Offset was setting Stefon up to cheat on Cardi. Like one individual put it, "Offset is effing dangerous. Imagine knocking hoes up to set up Stefon. How unhappy can you be?" Then he'd hurry to Tasha K with the news. No surprise Cardi is terrified for her life. He is going to whatever efforts to genuinely split them apart. Disgusting maggot. I wish Cardi ultimately quit sparing him. Well, it turns out that the problem is so much worse, since according to sources, Offset apparently didn't stop at simply attempting to convince Stefon to cheat. Allegedly, he went as far as to hire someone to take Stefon out, if you get my meaning. This section has been incredibly alarming to fans, and many made comments such, "I just learned this is Offset's assistant's ex-girlfriend, and this evil man is trying to get Stefon shot. Both he and Cardi need protective orders immediately." Another said, "He even sent the message the day after he made the My Kid Laugh Out Loud post." The troubling aspect about this is that it isn't really new behavior for Offset, since Cardi has been telling us how afraid she is of him. A few weeks ago, Cardi said that Offset has been purposefully dragging out the divorce only to make her life harder, basically punishing her for trying to move on. Now image his reaction after she had a kid with Stefon. If Offset was making things messy before, you already know the tension grew considerably worse. We got a preview of the height of the controversy when he published a post alleging that Cardi and Stefon's kid was really his.
Yo, let me tell you, this nigga is such a fucking lame. He's so lame, it's not even funny. So we're texting and everything, and he's trying to FaceTime me. He's trying to FaceTime me because he's trying to show me, like, trying to hurt my feelings. He's trying to show me the girls that he been, I guess, or talking to. And it's like, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. At the end of the day, they must not be that good that you was blowing up my phone all weekend. All weekend you was blowing up my phone. I blocked you. Even though I know you was gonna go to Atlanta, and I was like, I didn't want to know what you was doing out there. I told you I blocked. You was calling me all private numbers all morning. You was calling my mama, everything. So it's like you trying to show me, trying to get me mad. Like, oh no, let me show you the bitch. Let me show you the bitch my DMs. I'm gonna hurt her feelings. I don't care.
Yeah, Northside baby, man. Get rid of me like cancer. That mean you can't get rid of the cancer. You know what I mean? All of my hoes to my hoes, that's the show. All of my hoes to my hoes, that's the show. All of my hoes to my hoes, and they know they still my hoes, yeah.
And this post came just a few hours after Cardi announced the birth of the baby. So y'all already know Offset was angry behind the scenes. That threw Cardi off, and she called him out, adding, "Y'all be thinking it's so funny and it's not. It's been over a year, and I'm still being harassed and intimidated to the point where I feel like my life is endangered. It's all fun and games until it's too late." She then claimed to have receipts that would shame him, stating, "Motherfuckers do anything for attention, and it could really get nasty with just one upload. Leave me the F alone." So, it turns out that Offset purportedly being menacing is nothing new, since as I mentioned, he has been moving odd for a long. And from what Cardi described, it all began with him playing mind games with her. According to her, he's been quite manipulative with her in an effort to make her crash out. Then he would attempt to distort the tale and present her as a crazy lady.
And you know what? I already know why I already know I didn't want her to do this because this is what a motherfucker want. A motherfucker want me to go on social media to crash out so I could look crazy so that they could look like they don't bother. That was always their plan. That's why I've been quiet. But you're gonna stop playing with me and you're gonna sign these divorce papers.
She also reacted to a tweet where Offset had dubbed her single and unhappy, and she stated, "Single and miserable? Nah, you're just furious because I'm outdoors, and D ninjas weren't going to be on me since, in your words, I've had 3 kids in my 30s. I'm miserable, I don't bother any of these females, yet every man I chat to, you DM, and all the discussion is about me. Like, let's not." In another post, she confessed that she was afraid for her life and terrified that she was going to wind up in a criminal documentary.
Like, I can't take it anymore. I can't take it anymore. Sometimes I sleep and I wonder, like, yo, this is not normal. You see crime documentaries, you see shit on social media about women getting killed the other day. And on the truth, like, it's like, I'm a real tough bitch. Like, I'm a tough bitch. But you can never... there's a difference between being tough, and there's a difference between somebody having an unhealthy obsession with you that you have to you gotta be concerned. And I'm really starting to be concerned. And I'm so tired because I want to detach myself from shit, and it's like it just doesn't stop. And it's like, when does it fucking stop? I try to be nice. I try to contact family. I try to whatever, and it's not working. And I'm so tired. I'm really getting fucking so tired.
And now it appears like he has shifted gears and is coming for Stefon instead, reportedly threatening his life. If you've been following the drama, you already know that Offset has been moving odd towards Stefon from the start, and it's just been intensifying. For example, Cardi said that Offset had been sending Stefon some really ugly recordings of him and her getting it dirty in the bedroom, if you know what I mean. She also claimed that the videos were old recordings of her and Offset from when they were still married, but Offset attempted to make it like Cardi was spinning a block and cheating on Stefon with him. Take a listen.
He's mad about that. Mind you, this man sent text messages to somebody that I was dealing with me and him having sex. That's the type of shit I've been dealing with for the past 2 months. Every time he knows that I go out of town, he harasses me. He leave me voice notes, trying to put my self-esteem to the ground, and I'm so tired of it. I'm so tired of him and his girlfriend playing games on my phone, leaving explicit voice notes on my fucking voice.
He undoubtedly hoped that dining with Cardi and talking negatively about her would make Stefon dump her, but Stefon didn't budge. When that occurred, Offset became nasty and called Stefon queer. To be fair, however, Stefon did attempt to throw some shade of his own. Right as Offset was going off on Cardi and being shady, Stefon decided to upset Offset by uploading a photo of him and Cardi at dinner, stating, "So proud of myself. Who would have ever imagined I'd be having dinner with Cardi B?" Y'all, this dude surely knew what he was doing when he shared that image with the message. Stefon's remarks struck the spot because Offset fell out hard over it. He wrote, "I smell some BS, fanboy. He also tweeted a shrimp emoji, and I believe y'all can figure out what he was trying to convey with that. He also remarked, "My new be better. Had you last week, by the way. Butch been cheating since 2019. Tommy and Sammy, I ain't told you that. I ain't tell when you done, rat." He even made a rude remark beneath Cardi's post, where she had uploaded some beautiful photographs writing, "My new beach, looking like a trophy walking." For whatever reason, Offset opted to comment with a garbage can emoji, so certainly, he has been in his emotions for a minute now. It appears like Stefan and Cardi's budding connection ultimately threw him over the brink. Cardi launched a #1 album and is going on a tour that's likely going to sell out, and Stefan's career is doing well. Things really couldn't be better for them. But to make things worse for Offset, the lady he recruited to set up Stefon to cheat on Cardi did not keep up her half of the agreement. From what they are stating, this is what prompted him to reportedly attempt to have Stefon unalived, and it gets even worse, since insiders indicate that Cardi purportedly has information regarding how Offset allegedly offered someone $100,000 to take down Stefon. Not only is this stunning, but it also indicates how desperate Offset is, since last we heard he was going broke, and quickly. According to accounts, Cardi earned most of the money for the family. She's all about saving and investing, whereas Offset is about spending outrageously. So, although they both earned a lot of money throughout the marriage, most of the money they have today is Cardi's. And by most, I mean like 95% of it. And it's not just money that Cardi has, it's real estate. They possess a house in Atlanta where Cardi and their children dwell, and a home in New Jersey where Cardi's mother lives. She's getting both of those houses. Without Cardi's money, Offset is nowhere near as affluent as he claims. That guy spends money like water, and he's not even hot like that anymore. Watch what his life ends up looking like without Cardi. And don't even get me started on how he's been trying to bully Cardi into paying him alimony. Y'all, Offset is back at it again, falling out big time since Cardi B and Stefon just got engaged, and he is not having it. Just when everybody believed he would take his L in quiet and move on after Cardi had her kid with Stefon, he chose to act up and be all messy, creating difficulties for Cardi. Talk about postpartum bloom. But it seems like he's just about to overplay his hand, since now rumors are stating that Cardi is sick and tired of his pranks, and she's set to embarrass him once and for all. See, it turns out that Cardi B has some incriminating documentation on Offset, including supposedly how he used to have threesomes with Kubo. What? Be cautious with me. Things are going to escalate from messy to crazy, and Offset has to be worried because Cardi is done toying with him. Everybody knows Offset is eager to bring Cardi as much problems as he can. It's always one thing or another with him, and it's evident he simply can't handle the idea that she's going on without him. Not only is she moving on, but she's really prospering. Y'all recall when he stated, "Everybody can see I don't want you. It's all right. I'm not talking about this no longer. All love. You'll be calling me in a few months. You my BM, I won." Well, it turns out he did, in fact, not win. If anybody's winning, it's Cardi, because she has a whole new boyfriend and a new baby. Now, a lot of fans are still giving Stefon the side eye since his background is suggesting he's Offset 2.0, but that's a tale for another day. What has everybody gagged are the allegations that Stefon and Cardi are engaged. Cardi revealed the birth of her first kid with Stefon a couple of days ago, and fans instantly noticed she had a ring on her finger. And it wasn't just any finger, it was the left ring finger, if you know what I mean. If you like it, then you should have placed a ring on it. This set the rumor mill into overdrive, and people began speculating that Cardi and Stefon were getting married and establishing a small mixed family. However, Cardi's team dismissed the engagement rumors and informed TMZ that it was not an engagement ring. Fans weren't buying it, since one thing we know about Miss Cardi is that she's adept at keeping her news quiet until she's ready to reveal. We didn't know when she and Offset were married since they kept it hidden for months, and we didn't even receive images for an entire year. And don't even get me started on her connection with Stefon, since they've gone above and above to keep things extremely quiet. In fact, the only reason we found out in the first place is because Offset got caught up in his sentiments and leaked the news to DJ Academics, who everyone knows has some type of conflict with Cardi. At the time, a source stated claims had arisen suggesting Cardi B participated in illicit affairs with 30-year-old Stefon Diggs while pregnant. Offset apparently detected the adultery by inspecting her phone, discovering nude photographs and texts, suggesting her intention to re-engage in intimate activities with Diggs again. Offset apparently shared this knowledge with DJ Academics. The Diggs brothers, Dion and Trayvon, have been involved with various Instagram models and have multiple children. So in other words, Cardi B got herself another Offset. But speaking of Mr. Attitudey Offset, y'all already know he's not going to take the news of Cardi B's engagement well. But according to insiders, it's apparently worse than anyone could have expected. Sources claim he is reportedly threatening not to sign the divorce paperwork, so Cardi can't legally marry Stefon. As nasty as all this is, it's regrettably not unexpected, since Cardi told us a few weeks ago that Offset has been going out of his way to make the divorce difficult for her as a means of punishing her for moving on. So you can imagine how much worse it may be now that she's genuinely engaged to somebody else, right? It also explains his odd post about Cardi and Stefan's kid being his. Under Georgia law, Offset may still legally be the baby's father, since he and Cardi are still married. And he knows it. It was evident he meant to attempt to exploit this against Cardi. However, he was dragged and clowned so severely over this that he erased the tweet and claimed the message was phony. But that doesn't mean he stopped being filthy behind the scenes, since Cardi eventually came out and accused him of harassing her behind the scenes. She responded, "Y'all be thinking it's funny and it's not. It's been over a year and I'm still being harassed and intimidated to the point where I feel like my life in danger. It's all fun and games until it's too late." She then claimed to have some receipts that would disgrace him and stated, "Motherfers do anything for attention and it could get real nasty with just one upload. Leave me the F alone." But y'all, the point is, this isn't the first time she's let us know how Offset has been moving. According to her, he's been doing stuff to get under her skin, so she goes on social media to call him out, and he can label her insane. And that's the worst when you're pregnant. But the way this guy is moving, one would almost assume Cardi was the one who cheated while they were married and not the other way around. Now it appears like she's set to retain that same enthusiasm, since y'all remember the tweet about her having dirt on him, right? Well, it appears like she's ready to leak, since insiders are now suggesting she's going to expose him for having threesomes with Quo. According to her, Offset and Quo reportedly used to indulge in threesomes with women together, including allegedly Pry. Y'all, now Quo is out here hunting strays because of Offset. But before everybody starts shouting incest, calm for a second, since Offset and Quo have always stated that they were play cousins. The reality is, they're not genuinely blood related. Y'all know how in the ghetto, you simply grow up calling folks your cousin just because they've been there forever, and explaining the genuine link is just a bit too complicated. That's precisely what transpired on here. Since last year, Offset revealed that Quo and Takeoff are not connected to him by blood. According to an interviewer, he was classmates with Quo and the third member of Migos and started hanging out with him and Takeoff when Offset was in sixth school. While Quavo was Takeoff's uncle, the two were only 3 years apart in age. And while Offset is commonly referred to as Quavo's cousin, they're not biologically related. It seemed nasty with him being engaged with the same ladies, but it's not exactly incest. When Offset was being hammered for acquiring his Sidewoman premiere last year, a video came online showing Quavo and Pry enjoying a little time. Yeah, this entire thing was nasty, but evidently it goes much deeper. Rumor has claimed that this type of conflict is what initially drove the Migos to split up, particularly due of the entire Sweetie incident. For the longest time, Offset and Quavo kept mute about all the drama, and most people believed it was just Offset versus Quavo and Takeoff, but the true tension was between Offset and Quavo, and Takeoff just sort of got trapped in the middle. You could see that there were some serious things going on social media too. Offset and Cardi unfollowed Quavo, and he returned the favor instantly. Takeoff, however, remained following both Offset and Cardi, which sort of indicates he wasn't caught up in the controversy at all. In the interviews that Quavo and Takeoff conducted before Takeoff died, they acknowledged that the true feud was between Quavo and Offset, and Takeoff simply happened to be present.
Stand on loyalty, you know what I mean? We stand on real deal loyalty. And, you know, sometimes that shit ain't displayed. And this ain't got nothing to do with no label, no paperwork, no QC, no nothing. This got something to do with the three brothers. And shit, that is what it is. Right now, we gonna be the duo until time tell.
And it was evident Takeoff was having Quavo's back, but you could see he wasn't really caught up in the turmoil and still wanted to keep cool with Offset. At first, many felt the group split was about Offset seeking to leave their label, quality control, or maybe some money concerns. But Quavo stated it wasn't about the label or money, it was about devotion. Sources claim the true disagreement arose when Quavo reportedly found out that Offset and City had been having a little something going on behind his back without his approval. Remember when I said Quavo allegedly got upset because Offset and City got involved without his permission? Well, it appears like he and Offset apparently used to have a very open, crazy scenario with City while she and Quavo were together. The three of them apparently went quite crazy with each other back then. This sort of explains Quavo's lyric in the song Messy, when he says, "Be if my dog behind my back, but I ain't stressing, I ain't worrying, you went the gang, you should have said it, we would have blessed it, we would have blessed it." For the longest time, many questioned what he meant by Sweetie wanting the gang, and how they would have blessed it. Turns out, the solution could have been there in front of us the entire time, and we simply never linked the dots. Now Cardi is more than prepared to spill all the tea. And well, let's just say things are going to get sticky for Offset. Buckle up y'all, because Cardi is not about to toy with him. He felt he could keep dragging her, keep pouring shade at her, and somehow make her appear horrible. But now, the tables have turned. She's prospering, she's moved on, she's got receipts that might end him. We're talking threesomes, dirty secrets, and the type of drama that'll have everybody gasping. Offset may have attempted to control the story, but Cardi's ready to disclose everything. And let's be serious, this is the sort of tea that doesn't simply simmer, it erupts. So sit back, grab your popcorn and your teacups, because the next chapter in this drama is going to become incredibly insane. Offset is going to learn what happens when you push the wrong person too far. Be cautious with me.